Welcome to the Reality Revolution. I'm your host, Brian Scott, and this is dedicated to all those spirits out there who believe life is meant to be magical and fun. Here we venture to share the very mysteries of self and reality. My purpose is to help light that spark inside of you, to reawaken your sense of fascination and awe towards the world. I'm going to try to help you hack reality and unleash your potential and open unlimited possibilities of wealth, health, and relationships in your life. I'm so excited to have you here today. We are going to talk about Quazy Johir and going to be having an interview coming up on an upcoming episode of the Reality Revolution. And I'm going to interview Quazy. Quazy has a wonderful YouTube channel that you need to check out. You can just look up Quazi. If you haven't heard of it, it's Master Your Life. And Quazy has a book called Life Mastery, Manifest the Reality That You Want. And it's really in the same wheelhouse as what we talk about on the Reality Revolution. So I'm so happy that you're here to join me today, and I can got a chance to read his book, and I want to give a quick review of it and discuss some of what I've learned from Quazy's channel. And some of this stuff is new stuff that I've added to my arsenal. So I really recommend, if you get a chance, to read Quazy's book, Life Mastery, Manifest the Reality That You Want. You can get it on Amazon. I'll provide a link for it. And it's just a really good summary. If you wanted to give a book on advanced reality creation that is well written and explains very complicated topics very well, then the Life Mastery, Manifest the Reality That You Want is a fantastic book, and I highly recommend it. I can't wait to talk to Quazy because we have so much in common with our current belief system. He preaches reality transurfing, but that's not the only thing. He has a deep knowledge of how to use energy and meditation, and had some unique and interesting principles. So I don't want to give away too many of the books because you got to read it. But essentially there is 5 chapters, and he kind of gives an introduction to himself. But Quazy's not all about himself. He's not talking about himself in this book. It's really about some stuff that he's learned. One of the things I am fascinated by is morning routines and techniques. And I try to collect them. You know, anytime I meet somebody that's very successful, I'm always, if I have a chance, I'm always going to be asking them, what is your morning routine? And Quazy's very fascinated by the idea of routine. And if you look at his videos, he's got a full description of different routines that he's used to manifest different realities. And he does a good job as a researcher by outlining the steps that he takes and explaining it in a method that is easy to understand. So he has a morning routine that I have tried for the last week after I wrote it, and I've added it in to my normal exercises, and it's really enhanced my clarity and my energy beyond what I thought could be added, because I have a pretty good energetic routine that I do. You guys have heard portions of it on previous episodes. But in the book, in the book Life Mastery, he does a very good job of explaining something. He has 5 principles of life, and he talks about presence, why it's important to be in presence, be mindful of the present moment. And he does a good explanation of that. And his second principle is balance, something that Quazy talks about on a lot of his videos. And in the book is the importance of balance and balancing forces, and that everything you do in your life, you find, is this too much? And he kind of gives some examples on how to use that. In particular, he uses illustrations from Surfing Reality by Vadim Zealand. He has the third principle is love, and kind of goes through the different kinds of love, conditional and unconditional. And the fourth principle is impermanence or unattachment, and that nothing is permanent, and the emphasis of non-attachment. And this is very relevant if you look at reality transurfing and Vadim Zealand's expression of the importance of of importance. That came out a little bit funny, but when you make things that are too important, you end up creating opposing forces that move against what you find to be important. And this impermanence, the way he describes it, when you get the book, is a good explanation of that. And then he talks about abundance as a principle of life. A lot of people will say, oh, you need to have this affirmation where you talk about abundance. Quazi's gone beyond that. And in his book, he's saying it is a principle of life. And that's why I fundamentally like this. He makes sure before he goes through any of his techniques to give a great explanation of the different kinds of principles. And he is saying abundance is the principle of life. And I love that because it builds into your deep belief system, your overall paradigm of how you look at the world to build abundance into that. And I think that's very powerful. And using this filter, the next section that he talks about is energy. And he uses the Hawkins consciousness scale that I talk about in the energy episode. And that's fantastic. And you can talk about how people are on different levels of consciousness and energy from 0 to 1,000. And check out that episode. We're going to be talking about that some more. But it's a really good way to understand the vibrational level that you're on. And sometimes you can kind of understand why you may not be on the right vibrational level. He differentiates two different kinds of energy in the book, which are important. That is that there's low vibration energy and high vibration energy. And he gives some examples. Low vibration is manifest at a rushed feeling. It wants to fuel conflict. It's not proactive. It's hate, not love. It's heavy feelings in the solar plexus. He even describes bodily feelings of this kind of energy. And when you focus on this low vibration energy, you get more of it, which was something I was, of course I'm aware of low vibrations and that kind of energy, but he makes a very good point of once you start to focus on this energy, you're going to bring more of it. And so he talks about high vibration energy on the Hawkins scale around 200 or higher, talking about how it radiates outwards and it's calm and it's giving, not taking, and love, not hate. And I really think this book fits right in to the reality revolution that we're talking about, that we are in this moment right now where we have two vibrational energies that are clashing in the world. We have the high vibrational energy where people are loving and they want to help, and then we have a low vibrational energy of anger, conflict, and hate. And it's coming together. And what is going to tip the scales? Are we going to choose love? Or are we going to choose fear and hate, which is the lower vibrational energy? And it's very interesting that he describes this. Now, and this is the best reason to get the book is the morning routine. And I've added it in, but he gives a very good morning routine with some new things that I think that are great. Doing an energy scan, doing scalp rub, a temple rub, using massaging your temples, ear pinches, collarbone taps, alternate leg taps, using an alternate breathing technique with energy flow. It's very quick and easy. You can add it into your current exercise routine. And I will be adding it into mine as I've done it now. And these are slight things I wasn't aware of, that you can access PowerPoints on pressure points in your earlobes. If you squeeze and pinch your ears all the way around, it activates different parts of your subconscious in your body. And I did not believe this until I started doing it. This is the kind of unusual information that you're going to find from Quazi. So I'm so excited to talk to him about stuff like that. And he has a chapter on manifestation. And when he talks about the alternative space or the space of variations, he has a great name for it, which I've used on Reality Revolution on this podcast. And that is the all space. And I think it's a really good description of that space that we always talk about on the Reality Revolution, where all probabilities and information are available, the source, the Akasha. And he has described this so well, and even describes the history of it in ancient Hermetic philosophies. containing every single possibility and every single outcome. He makes this the number one principle in manifestation. He emphasizes the power of thoughts and has a very good chapter on that. And then gives you an important aside as a part of manifestation into differentiating desire versus intention. And then also, if you watch his videos, he does a very good job of differentiating outer intention and inner intention. And harmonizing, he has an exercise that is great, harmonizing the heart and brain. Just simply slowing down your breathing and building in gratitude. Very good exercise, and putting your palm over your heart. It's something I've added into my meditations. Dr. Joe Dispenza does this, and he's very consistent with all of that. It's interesting. The third, he goes over the planes of existence, the spiritual plane, the mental plane, and the physical plane, and talks about why these things are differentiated, and the concept of oneness, and gives some really good visualization instructions. And the thing he talks about fifth is self-image, and how carrying a positive self-image. And then he emphasizes the letting go. And he has a great last chapter that goes over some unique techniques to fix your negative thoughts. And it's another reason to pick this book up. He has a 4-step process to eliminating negative thoughts that's in the book that really works. It's very easy to understand. If you watched his videos, he has emphasized this algorithm that we talk about in reality transurfing, which is finding the positivity within the negative and using negativity as a fuel for being present in the moment. And it's just a very excellent read. And if some of this stuff that we talk about on the Reality Revolution is complicated, Quazy is a great teacher, and a great place to start is that book if you want to go a little bit deeper than just his videos. But I recommend his videos wholeheartedly. He talks about parallel reality shifting. He has powerful law of attraction techniques. He has several videos giving you personal experiences where he found his dream partner and increased his GPA. These techniques he's using are 100% in line, in alignment with my coaching techniques. And that's why I'm so fascinated. It's that point where you meet somebody else that has the exact similar philosophical understanding of this, and it's working. He has several great videos on reality transurfing, on accessing the plat, and he has several reality revelations and eliminating negativity. I recommend his 4-step process to eliminating negativity forever. And he has several additional videos beyond that I recommend highly. And he's producing videos every day, so I recommend that. But I just wanted to discuss this because this is in the space where we're talking about these concepts. And a lot of the video, like Sunny has some videos, and Quazy does. There's some really good people out there on YouTube that are discussing these advanced consciousness expansion techniques. And I think we're in a really unique and interesting time right now because, in the past, you might have had somebody that spent 10 years climbing mountains and working with mentors and gurus to find simple things that we're learning every single day now. We're starting to advance our understanding of consciousness and consciousness expansion beyond anything that we've been aware of in the past. We're starting to really juggle and understand the flow of manifestation. And we're seeing it on the very cutting edge with these YouTube channels. And so I definitely recommend, if you get a chance, to read Quazy's book and watch as many of his videos as possible if you want to be on the cutting edge of what's going on with reality creation right now. So the name of the book is Life Mastery, Manifest the Reality That You Want by Quazy Johir. I will have the link in my notes, and let me know what you think. And soon we'll have an episode where we will have the interview with Quazy. And if you guys have any recommendation on questions that you'd like for me to ask, That's great. We're gonna try to break some of this down even further. So if you get a chance, I recommend that you check that out, and it's wonderful. Also, just wanted everybody to know I am on Mike and Maurice's Mind Escape podcast. We're doing a live interview, and you should be able to watch the YouTube video by the time you're listening to this. And I will be posting a link if you're on my Reality Revolution podcast page or in our Reality Revolution group. So, hope everybody is well. Please contact me if you have any desire for coaching. You can go to my website at advancedsuccessinstitute.com. For all episodes of the Reality Revolution, you can always go to therealityrevolution.com. For any other questions about meditations or anything like that, you can contact us at media@advancedsuccessinstitute.com. It's always a pleasure. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so that you get notifications of future videos. We have so much cool content coming out, and I am deeply grateful for everybody that's subscribing to the channel, and I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it, and I send you all my love. Welcome to the Reality Revolution.